Oh, here we go again.
What's going on, YouTube? Back here with another video on the channel. This time it's going to be about the good old 77-inch LG G4. And guys, I've seen it all when it comes to this G4 and gaming on it with my PS5 Pro. But just moments ago, I turned on the PS5 Pro, and this is a new one for me. What I'm getting ready to show you, this is a new one, and this is even worse than the problem I was having months ago when I had this console plugged into a different HDMI port. But on your screen, PS5 Pro, Death Stranding Director's Cut. I just started playing this game today, actually. It was the last game I played. Everything was working fine. Had to go take care of some business. I have a little bit more time right now. I wanted to jump back in, progress a little more, and then this happens.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Look at that. You LG owners out there, by the way, it doesn't even have to be a G4. How about a C2, a C1? Any of you that follow my channel, because I've had multiple LG displays over the last whatever year or two, check this out. This is a new one even for me. The game dashboard right now is showing me I have 0 FPS, VRR is off, no HDR, and no resolution. Now, if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen some of my prior videos talking about this problem between my PS5 Pro and this G4 when it comes to gaming. What it was doing before, when I had it on a different HDMI port, was it would load into the PS5 home screen, which is 4K 60 HDR. Okay, it would load in, the resolution, everything looked fine. All the data was good. As soon as I load into a game like Call of Duty, where it has to do one or more HDMI handshakes to get to the ultimate resolution it's going to be, what it would do is it would force itself down from 4K 60, or we'll just say 4K, forget the 60. It would force it down from 4K resolution to 1440 and sometimes 1080. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, I have some videos here on the channel. I may card them in to make life easier for you to watch them, but I highly encourage you to watch them, because for the Gallery series to be the flagship model in the LG display lineup, and my prior displays of the LG have been C series, you know, that mid-range, and I've been happy with them, but I moved up to the Gallery because I wanted that step up in performance when it comes to gaming. Up until a few months ago, I had been encountering that resolution problem, and I was all set to come on here and make a follow-up video to let everybody know, because I still see these questions in my other videos going, hey, did you ever fix that resolution problem? How's that going? I was all set to record a video going, hey, it's not the fix that you wanted, but it's the fix that you get. And all I did was I simply moved the console over to a different HDMI port, and it's been flawless for the last few months until now. This is a new one for me. No data at all. Now, I'm going to do some troubleshooting in this video, because I want to see if we can fix this in this video. That way, if you come across this, you'll know what to do. So as you can see here, I'm at the home screen of Death Stranding. Let's go ahead and close the game out. This should create a handshake. Okay, there it goes. And made no difference. Although you see in the top right-hand corner, the HDR flag displayed. So that means that the display is seeing HDR. However, the game dashboard hasn't moved. The initial thoughts here are the display is working properly when it comes to HDR and probably the resolution, okay? But for some reason, this game dashboard is not registering any data. So let's move around here a little bit, and let's try Call of Duty. I just want to load into a few games here and see if we generate enough handshakes that it comes back. And as you can see here, Call of Duty is a great example, because you saw it did at least 2 handshakes there. You saw the HDMI flag in the top right-hand corner. Not there. No data is registering with the game dashboard. So let's go to the multiplayer dashboard here so that we can do the next thing. So what I want to do is I want to go in and show you the firmware I'm on, and I might be getting the answer to something that I talked about in my recent software update video, talking about this software update. So the firmware version number in question here is going to be 23.22.45, and what I mentioned in that video is that at the time of filming the video, this software version number does not even exist on LG's website for this display or any display. This does not exist. And the fact that I was able to install it clearly wasn't necessarily a good thing. And I mentioned something in that video, and I'll mention it again right here. What I said in that video is because it wasn't even on the LG website, what I thought would happen is that either A, they would go ahead and put it up, and then like within a few days, it would be pulled back down and re-released under a different version number when they fixed the broken shit that they pushed out with it. Or number two, it would never even see the light of day on the website, so that those of you that are on the website looking for the update, if you didn't check over the air or if you have auto update off like this, you wouldn't even know it existed. It was obviously sent out over the air because I installed this over the air. It came to me in a message, like I turned on the display and it prompted me and said, hey, there's a new software update available. Because I install these updates like day one or day zero, however you want to put it, I kind of screwed myself in a way here because I can't go backwards now and go back to the prior firmware where everything was, not everything, where most things were working properly, you know, like the game dashboard. Something as simple as the game dashboard is not working. Come on now, this is new, LG. This is crazy. This is a gallery series display that costs a lot of money. This is not a cheap item here. People are willing to invest the extra amount of money into a premium display like this to get that extra performance and what I would think would be a basic level of quality control when it comes to updates here. And clearly you're not getting it. So let's mess around here. I mean, who knows? I might stumble into the fix here. And I clicked all settings and I've lost the wand functionality. Okay, let's try this again. All settings. Okay, it's back. So game optimizer, HDR, that looks good. All settings, or advanced settings, excuse me, brightness. I just want to see how things are looking in here. That looks normal. We're going to go down here to white balance. I mean, so far, this looks normal to me. Nothing in here stands out. It's clearly reflecting HDR. Okay, and this wand functionality is starting to get stuck. There's obviously a problem here. There's a bug here that came with this update. I might be the only person online talking about this update for the G4. And while that might be cool, this is obviously a bad thing because now this update has destroyed my game dashboard. It's irrelevant now. None of the data works. So let's continue the troubleshooting here. Let's go to game optimizer and see if I can make some changes in here. You can see all the data is not registering. Let's turn it off. Okay. Let's turn it back on. Nothing. Okay. Let's see here. I am going to try, this could be a big mistake. Let's turn this off. This creates another handshake, obviously. Let's see what happens here. No data. HDR flag though, clearly. I mean, look at this. Okay, let's turn it back on. It's going to create another one. This is terrible. And I probably should blame myself for installing this update. Now, it's not the end of the world. If this is truly showing the resolution it should, and the, you know, it has the right frame rate it's supposed to for the game, and HDR clearly is truly on. You saw it in the corner. I can game with this. I can live with it, okay? It's just going to be annoying until they put out the updated version number for this update and it corrects this. But this is new, and I just had to make a video about it because, again, the timing is so ironic that I've seen some comments on some of my recent videos where people are going, hey, did you ever fix that resolution problem with your PS5? How's that going? And I was thinking, man, I need to make an update and say, hey, it's been a few months, everything is 100% on. And how ironic this is happening. Let's try something else. This is not going to do anything, I'm sure, but let's just for the heck of it try it. So let's get rid of let's get rid of resolution. Yeah, see, it's not going to do anything because it's still showing zeros. All right, so let's get out of this. Okay. All right, from here, I want to, let's go ahead and close the game out. It'll create another handshake, and I don't anticipate this to refresh. And it did not. Okay, clearly HDR is on. This looks 460 to me, 4K 60. I think we're good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna restart the console, not unplug anything. This is just gonna be essentially a soft reset. So let's go ahead and go down here. Let's get a restart going. And what I hope happens here is that we need to start from fresh. All right, so you see here, the data is starting to go away. The only thing that disabled was darkroom, whatever that is down there. Let's see if it comes back. It did not come back. Guys, this is crazy. Yeah, I know I'm logged in. Okay, hold on. All right, so it's gone. I just want to go back in here to Game Optimizer. So HDR select mode. See, it's still showing. So we know we have HDR. So the next step is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it off, and I'm kind of going to do like a hard reset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the console completely down. I'm going to unplug both cables from it. And I really don't want to do it, but to do kind of like a full hard reset, I have to essentially unplug all the HDMI cables from the display, unplug all the cables from the PS5 Pro, including the power button, or the power cable. God, that's a lot of work for it to maybe work. Let me see. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'll pick the video up once I've unplugged everything, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then plug everything in, and we'll see as everything's coming back online. We'll see if that comes back. All right, guys, first thing I decided to do was just to do an actual shutdown. So I didn't unplug anything. I just shut the console down, let it sit for a couple of minutes. And this is the first startup after completely shutting it down. So I decided to try this before, I wasn't paying attention if HDR was showing up there. And all the data is still screwed up, okay? All the data is still screwed up. I'm still seeing an HDR flag here. So I was hoping I could get away with just a full shutdown. That's not gonna happen. So next up from here, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug. I'm gonna unplug the power and the HDMI from the console and go from there. Let's hope we can get this fixed. All right, so what I ended up doing for this particular test is I unplugged the power cable, the Ethernet cable, and the HDMI cable from the back of the PS5 Pro, and I let it sit for a few minutes. So I didn't unplug the other end of the HDMI cable from the display. I didn't unplug the power cable from the power outlet. I didn't do any of that steps. I just tried disconnecting the cables, let it sit. I just reconnected them. And let's take a look at the HDMI inputs. And as you can see here, if you remember from earlier in the video, this said PS5 Pro. This now says PS5 game console because it's basically had to resync itself. So let's go ahead and get the PS5 Pro turned back on, and let's hope that game dashboard is working properly. Beep. Okay, PS5 game console, top right. Should switch over automatically. There we go. You see HDR flag in the top right hand corner, which is not an indicator that this is working properly again because it was doing that before. Okay, straight back into the home screen. Let's see what's going on. And there it is. It's back. So I fixed it within the same video. So what this video is going to do is it's just going to turn into a word of warning that if if you manage to install software update 23.22.45 for your G4, this is what you may be up against if you game on it. And the fix was to shut down the console, unplug any cables that are hardwired into the back. You know, if you're somebody who uses Wi-Fi, naturally you're not going to have an Ethernet cable back there. But unplug whatever cables are plugged in back there and active, unplug them, let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes, connect them back. Essentially what it is the console will repair itself with the display like it's a brand new to each other. And it looks like, for now, the setup here is working again. You see I have 60 FPS, just like I said, 4K 60, HDR, PS5 Pro home screen. That's the same for PS5 naturally. And what good would this video be if I didn't test out a couple of games to make sure that it actually stayed working properly? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm actually gonna go back where I started, which was this game. Let's see, got the handshake. 4K 60, VRR, HDR. We're looking good. As long as this dashboard continues to work, I can get back in and enjoy this game. Leave me some comments below. Did you play this game? I know I'm one of those people, because I mainly play COD and maybe some college football and now Forza. I'm kind of behind on games like this. I know this game's been out for a few years. The same goes for God of War. I've had God of War on this console since it came out, back in like 2022. And I'm just now starting to play it, like legitimately play it. So leave me some comments below if you like this game or God of War. What am I saying? Just about everybody on the planet likes God of War. But I'd be curious, what do you think of this game? Let's go ahead and go back to the home screen. I'm not done there. I'm gonna try Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is the one that consistently triggered the resolution problem on HDMI 3. And I think it's because it does 2 handshakes. There's 1, there's 2. And we're looking good. Guys, I think we're good here for now. You can bet your ass that if I encounter this problem, this is so random. You can bet your ass that if I run across this again, that I'll do a follow-up video, but it's just the timing to me is hilarious. Because again, I was planning to make a follow-up video saying, hey, my fix for the forced resolution problem that I know a number of you are having is I just moved it to a different HDMI port. In other words, that's a shitty fix, and that's terrible. The LG, that's the fix for this, the way this is set up. But if you have other open HDMI ports, because they're all HDMI 2.1s, just find one that it works properly, and just, if you can deal with it, there it is. Until you run into something like this, where you get no data in the game dashboard. I would characterize this as a totally different problem, because that problem was where it was legitimately forcing down the resolution. This problem is the data in the game dashboard wasn't working properly. This is LG, you continue to amaze me with your bugs. But hey, again, this is probably my own fault, because like I said earlier, I might be the only person on the planet that has loaded this in and done any kind of content about it. And I believe the direct issue here has to do with everything with this right here. On the prior firmware, I had prior multiple firmwares, I had 0 resolution or problems gaming. I could just load into games. I didn't even have to check anymore. Everything worked perfectly. Until tonight on this firmware that has been out for some days now. But hey, now that this is working properly again, I'm actually gonna jump off this recording and enjoy a little bit of gaming while I have some time, which is what I set out to do in the beginning. God. Now the question is, do I hop back into this? Or do I continue my progress here? Decisions. Leave me a comment below. Which one should I go for? Which one should I put, what little extra time I have now to game, which one should I focus on? This one or this one? I want some comments down below. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for your engagement. I can't wait to see your comments below about this, because this is a new one. LG, you've outdone yourself this time. But that's gonna do it. If you did enjoy it, you found it entertaining, you found it helpful, whatever it is, you wanna help support my little channel, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with your tech electronics, I do software updates and stuff like that for consoles, LG displays, you name it. Be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss my video posts. With all that being said, till the next one,